Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. I am very, very, very excited for this interview. Why? Because this is the first time in this channel's history that I'm a listener in the podcast, as I have my amazing host here today, the awful Gaymer, who is going to be interviewing Irene, or Simmireen. Thank you so much for both of you being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, of course. It was honestly Alex's idea in the season finale when I flipped the table and asked if you had the chance to interview, who would it be? And you guys were the only feasible ones I could have actually do, because I actually know both of you guys. So I was like, let's go. I'm so excited to have you guys here today. Before we start Alex's interview, as he gets to put on the blonde wig and be me, Alex, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah, so hello everyone. I'm the Awful Gamer. You can find me everywhere. I've been playing The Sims since the beginning. Sims 1 had, the entire collection at some point, not at the same time. And I just love The Sims and love to hate The Sims. It's a great time.
I will, 100%. Like, don't judge me. I literally turned on The Sims for the first time in 2 months this week, and I was like, "Oh, baby, there's changes. There's lots of changes." And I was like, but in the right direction, in the
Yes, there's
positive.
horsies.
There's horsies and painted ceilings. It's great. I was like, "Oh my god, I can finally get rid of these goddamn awful gray ceilings." Finally.
Finally.
But Alex, thank you so much for being here. Simmireen, welcome. First time as a podcast, as we've done 2 interviews prior. Welcome.
Yeah,
Written
hello.
interviews.
Hello. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, I'm just excited to have you here. Why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
I'm Irene, also known as Simmireen, of course, on Simstagram, and yeah, mostly there. But I'm, of course, a storyteller, post maker. What am I doing more? I edit pictures from The Sims, of course. Yeah, I play Sims since Sims 1. That's maybe good to know. But I always have periods of time that I play it, like sometimes 2 months, and then for a year now I don't play.
Oh wow.
And now I'm like in my almost 4 years doing this, so I don't think there is I think the maximum time without Sims is being on vacation, like 2 weeks or so, but every day almost for the last 4 years. But I don't do gameplay. Almost none.
You're preaching to the choir, my friend. I like never
Yeah.
do. It's Alex, our gameplay queen over here,
Yeah.
that does all the gameplay for me and you combined.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for coming here today. I am going to take it out of my interview seat, come and join the listener seat. And Alex, it's your show.
All right, that sounds good. Before I do questions, Irene, can you believe that we've known each other for a year and this is our first time actually like chatting?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that too. Like, this is the first time we are like chatting. Yeah, what you say.
We've had like Snapchat, but I don't think we've
Mhm.
ever sent like a video of us chatting back and forth. I think it's always been our dogs.
Yeah, and yeah, you send me some videos sometimes.
That's true.
Sometimes, but that's short. I'm just shy. That's why I don't do these things mostly.
Listen, you might be shy, but you do a lot of Sim
Yeah,
stuff.
I know. A lot.
You're always busy.
Yeah, basically I am. Next to work, I'm always busy with something I do with The Sims. That's true.
So you already brought it up, but you're coming up on 4 years of a
Yeah.
certain love story. Do you want to tell us about it?
Oh God. Of course. I don't know where to start even, because yeah. I started it 4 years ago. Maybe a little bit earlier, but then I was just playing. I was
Sure.
playing with Phil, my main character. And yeah, in that time I had just didn't feel very well. I had a burnout from life, basically. So I needed to have another life, I guess. And yeah, I played like, I think 2 months with them. And in that time, I found a very random someone who told a story with poses on Instagram, and I was like, this is cool. This is really cool. Maybe I should do that on my own. And I did it. But first, I basically, yeah, you have seen the start.
I have. I
I
have.
I feel yeah. The start is just rusty and bad. No, it's not bad, but if I see what I do now, it's quick, it's done fast, storytelling. No, no, just no.
No, the
But yeah,
beginning is cute. It's cute.
yeah. Okay, maybe it's cute, but the only thing I can do is cute. So
That is not true.
yeah.
What is the what inspired the creation of Phil? Or how did in game, because it sounds like you were playing the game before you started the poses. How did Phil meet Akira?
Literally gameplay. Like I was doing the fashion stylist oh, words. Career. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. And he needed to like talk to outfits to three sims. And that's when Akira came by. And Phil was just basically made very random at the start. Like, I need a new sim. Okay, well, I always love colors. So yeah, the blue hair was chosen that way. And then I like blue hair, blue eyes. Why not? Yeah.
It's a brand now. Phil has his
Yeah.
own brand.
Yeah. True. No, and I was just gameplay. Yeah. The start of my story is basically just the start of my gameplay. I gave him an apartment. He was flirty with Penny, Penny Pizzazz, his neighbor, and yeah, that's how it started. And then Akira came by, and yeah, well, the rest is history, I guess.
4 years in the making.
Yeah, it's
It
crazy.
it's crazy, but it's also so interesting because I think from following other people on Simstagram and stories, you tell it very differently in
Yeah.
that I think each post is its own day almost, or sometimes like two posts is a day and you post them once a day.
More, mostly. I think like now I'm in a slow pace right now. I have like sometimes 8 posts for a day just because I want to be so detailed.
Well, you've got so many other characters. So we talked about where you started with just
Yeah.
Phil, Penny, and Akira. And then there's, some mess in between. But now, how many characters are you currently running the story with?
Oh God. I don't even know. I don't even know. I like 2 years ago I had like my 8 main characters or 4 couples. But yeah, those have now children, parents. Yeah, I don't even know how many characters I have.
Got
Too many.
you've got children, you've got friends, roommates that are now main characters, you've
Yeah,
got their parents who are right now causing some drama.
yeah. Exactly. Too many. Too many characters right now. And that's why I'm so slow. Like the last year I only progressed like 2 or 3 months in story time in a year.
But you're still posting every day almost, which
Yeah.
is baffling as someone who started on YouTube and Simstagram and then has tried to keep up with posts on Instagram. And I think my last one was like 2 months ago. No,
I think
I
so,
had
yeah.
like a one-off 2 month story related. I I applaud that because I have no idea.
I just am, I think I'm just, yeah, when I like something, I don't know, I started with posting multiple posts a day even at the start, but yeah, that was too much. That was really too much. But I always had like this idea, I have to post, I have to be consistent. I always say to people like that want to start Simstagram and ask for advice, like, what do you do? Have fun and be consistent. And that's what I did. I get
And
stressed if I don't have enough posts ready.
how many posts in advance do you have, or I guess how many posts in advance do you have, and how far in the story do you have in advance?
Mostly 3 weeks, like
Wow.
20, around 20. And if that comes around 15 or 14, I'm getting stressed and I'm like, uh-oh, I need to make some more.
So do you make posts and write the story every day, or is it like you do
No,
batches?
no, mostly batches. Like if I do that, I'm busy with it every day. I read the posts that I have ready. I read them around, yeah, every day is too much, but I read them so I can fix mistakes. There will be mistakes always, but yeah, the so I know my own lore. I read back my I read back my old story posts just because I like them too. I always say I'm my own biggest fan, and that's something that's maybe also important. You need to love what you do.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
don't love it, will others, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And who are you doing it for at the end of the day?
Yeah, for myself.
Telling the
Yeah.
story of the Akimbo Candle family.
Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, 4 years later now.
In in the 4 years, was there ever a time that you wanted to go a different direction or went a different direction than you were planning?
Not really, because I go with the flow.
Okay.
I I d- I mostly have nothing planned. Yeah, small snippets of the story I mostly have in my mind, like I want to try this, but the best story parts for me just go when I'm creating. And then sometimes a little gameplay comes up and then I'm like, okay, well, feeling like you're I have a dog suddenly. Yeah, well, I'll put it in the story and I'll figure it out.
I love that so much. As someone that also does gameplay, but I let the chaos win.
Yeah, yeah,
It is as it goes. Whatever happens in The Sims, and that's the story.
yeah. But that's also very cool that you can do that. Yeah, I don't do really much gameplay, of course, but sometimes when I have to wait, like it's night and I need to shot some posts with daylight, then I do some small gameplay. But my settings are, for example, that never they uh, it doesn't decrease like hunger. I changed all the settings so I don't have to take care of them.
You mean
So
that
that's not like uh very well. um I don't know the words.
I think
Sorry.
that's no, you're good. I think that's well known for like the storytellers that use poses
Yeah.
is like I know Stassi has said multiple times, like, my Sims cannot move, they cannot die, they cannot do anything. Like, they are these. I feel like you've said dolls before, Stassi, and I could be wrong, but like just beings that refuse to like they do what you tell them to do. There's no chaos, no gameplay. They won't get hungry, even though I've got a picture of like Phil as my background, so I'm seeing him and Akira cuddle right now. But
Really?
yeah, it's the queer fam photo.
Ah, still. You still have that as
Yeah,
your background. Ah,
I
that's so
do.
sweet.
I do. But you're meaning to tell me that Phil's pancakes just go to waste? They're not needed?
They're not needed. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No, yeah. They go to waste and then I throw them away.
All right.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah,
enough. Fair
yeah.
enough. Okay, so then because you let gameplay cause a little bit of the stuff like Phil and Akira getting a dog, Miko.
Every storyteller needs a little bit of drama. Okay.
I
And
don't
well, I
disagree.
yeah, you're the drama queen in stories or chaos. Chaos. Okay, okay. Yeah, well, I just went with the lore what the Sims gave me with Akira and Miko, and yeah, sometimes it just asks for some drama because I hear sometimes that Phil and Akira's life is too perfect. Well, okay, then we then we just put some Miko in it.
Put some Miko in it and just
Yeah,
let her stir that pot.
yeah, exactly.
Was the almost a kiss scene with Miko, was that gameplay or was that Irene cooked up?
No, that was my cooking. That was my cooking. Yeah. I had to make it a little bit more extreme. That's a long time ago.
Hey, she's back now.
Yeah, true.
She's come back recently.
True. I have to cook something new, some drama. Yeah, you helped me with that drama, but I remember a few scenes that you typed to me in Discord, like, ah, Miko can do this or this. And I still have
Any
those, and there's those ideas.
anytime anyone needs chaos, I am happy to help.
Yeah, I know. But my story is, of course, not too much chaos.
That is true. Although right now, okay, so catching up, we've got Jake and August, with Jake just finding out about Jake's dad.
Yep,
That's some drama going down.
that's some drama going on. Yeah, but that had to happen, of course. That had to
That's fair.
happen.
So for those of the listeners that aren't following, what is currently happening in your story and what do people have to look forward to?
Okay, we have August and Jake, and they are best friends. And August, his mom, there is a whole background story going on, but their relationship is not so good between August and his mom. And we have Jake and his dad. And basically, I cooked up some storyline that I want to have their parents, they're both single and divorced, that they were going to fall in love with each other, go dating and such, without their sons finding out. And now one of them has found out that they are dating. So yeah, that's going on.
And what do we have to look forward to? What's going to happen? Is it going to get juicy?
Well, I'm not that far right now yet. Yet. I'm cooking things, but I'm not sure yet. That's how I work. Like I know where to go, but how it's going to go, I don't know. So I have some ideas, but I'm not gonna say them right now.
You're just gonna leave a little teaser for
A little
people
bit, a little
to
bit.
come check it out. You mentioned that the beginning of the story, you're like, I went too fast. If you're seeing what you're doing now, like you look back and you're like, oh, that's lore. That's lore. We don't need to go there. If someone were new to your Simstagram story, where would you tell them to start?
Then I always say the beginning. But I know not everyone is going to do that because I have 2,400 posts right now. And recently, 2 people were going down all the way. And I'm always like, whoa, you're crazy. Because when I had like almost 2,000 posts, someone did it in one go with breaks. And she was busy for like 16 hours. We're
Wow.
reading it all. And I'm now on 2,400 posts. So that's crazy. I don't even know how long you would take. Yeah, but last week someone went all down and then I'm like, wow, you're crazy. You did it too, but and then I also was like, you're crazy.
I had a very long flight and I was able to
Yeah.
get access. So I was just going through. I was like, I said I was going to.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't imagine people doing it. But when I want to read a story, I always start at the beginning too. So that's why I'm behind on many news stories because I want to read it all. I'm
I'm
like
right
that.
there with you. I'm right there with you. There's so many
Yeah.
stories that like I'm like, "Oh, I'm so excited about this. I want to read it." But sometimes the timing, it's easier to see the one-off posts on Instagram if you've
Yeah.
got the time for it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Speaking of one-off posts, this is not your only Instagram account.
No.
What other Instagram accounts do you have?
Well, of course, my spam, where I do, of course, edits, collabs, well, and my post specs, of course. I post, yeah, that's what I post there, basically. Those 3 things.
And then you also, just because I know you, have Simstagram's Face Off.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a
Uh,
little about that?
yeah, it's inactive right now, but that was editing contest, which a friend of mine started, and I participated in the first 2 seasons as edit. Yeah, you get a theme and make an artwork. That's basically what it is. Well, Simstagram's Face Off was more makeovers. So you get like a theme, fairies or well, movies or what do we have? Pirates. All those themes came across. And then you have to choose one sim and you have to make over and make an edit. It was an edit contest. So that's where I learned editing, basically. If you see my first edits, I was like, oh my God, how did I come that far that I'm what I'm editing now? But it's where I learned to edit. And yeah, the first season I was like with the last 3 ended up. I don't know exactly which place I was the first season, but the second season I won. Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you. And we had some drama, the tea drama at the end of that second season. So where basically that friend of mine disappeared from whole Simstagram.
Hmm.
And I basically took over the account because yeah, he was like, if someone can do this, it's you. And yeah, you know now, I'm like good at management and organizing and such. So I did that, and because it mostly was because the first season brought the group we had, the participants in the first season. We had something. It was a tight group. We learned. We cheered for each other. It was okay whoever won or not won, and it was such a special. And I wanted to give that to other people, like learning how to edit. Everything is okay, but yeah. So I ended up doing a third and fourth season for it, like a contest, editing contest, and that's, yeah, it's okay. It was okay, but it was also a lot of work next to all the things I do here in the community. So yeah.
You do a lot because so to flip it, you're also now an admin on something that I created.
Yeah. That's why I said it, of course.
And doing an amazing job at it. I have no idea how you find the time or just have the ability to do what you do for the queer fam.
Yeah. Well, that reposting is just, that's easy. But
But
yeah,
the banners, the
yeah,
edits,
that's pretty much, yeah. I want to say easy, but so many people think it's not easy. Yeah, I have a graphic design background, so for me it's easy. Like I give me a background picture and I'll put some text on it.
okay, well, when you say it like that, it sounds easy, but
It
I know
sounds
it's
easy.
not.
You know it's not, but for me it's easy to put something like together, like a banner or so. Because I already did that for Simstagram's Face Off. I of course do that sometimes for a banner on my own story. So yeah, it's yeah, I know my ways in Photoshop and InDesign and Illustrator. So yeah, that's easy.
It's second nature too.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I have so many more questions for you just about the stuff that you did, but we should probably go to the basics. So when did you start playing The Sims 4? Were you a diehard, like from the get-go, you got it right away? Were you still playing The Sims 3? Where was your journey with joining The Sims 4?
I don't even know anymore. I was thinking, when did I start playing Sims? But I know we had Sims 1, but I don't know what the reason was to get that game. I can't remember, but Sims 1, I played a lot. Sims 2, I played a lot. Even my mom, all other children always said, "Oh, you have a cool mom. She plays Sims."
I love that.
It's still her favorite game, Sims 2. I think I played a lot of Sims 2 also. Sims 3 was something I didn't play much.
Ooh,
But when,
interesting.
yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, I had it installed, but no, I can't remember that I played Sims 3 a lot. Sims 2, yeah. Sims 4, of course, too, when it came out. Then I bought Sims 4. But yeah, like I said at the beginning, I was like someone who can play for a month and then abandon the game for a year. That's something I did.
I think I'm the same. I was someone that before I started making content for The Sims, it was like I would play for 36 hours straight and then leave it alone for 3 months and then be
Yeah,
like, oh yeah,
exactly.
36 hours straight
But I think The
again. Like,
Sims is a game like that. There
it is.
sometimes, yeah, and you mostly fall. I do the same story over and over. You find someone to have babies with, and you marry, and that's the basic story. So it gets boring.
Or
Yeah,
for me, where The Sims gets boring in gameplay is if I have too much simoleons.
yeah,
There's no struggle.
true, true. Of course.
There's no consequences.
Yeah, that's
Do you,
easy. That's easy.
right. Do you remember the like grayed out map for The Sims 4 before they added like color to the maps at all,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah.
pre-pools?
That was base game only, right?
It was. I think that was when they
Yeah,
first came out.
yeah. I think so. I know I played that because like in the early stages of that game, I had it. But I don't really remember playing much.
I mean, it was 9 years ago that the base game
Yeah,
came out at this point. Like, that is wild.
yeah. It's a long way.
With all of the changes that The Sims 4 has made, were you pro or anti-infants?
Pooh, that's a lot. Well, now I have an infant. I'm very pro. Yeah, I love it. It's a good addition to the game because you have baby and a toddler, and for me, storytelling wise, an infant is perfect for the time in between.
Yeah, because I think you're missing something between those stages. I mean, as a game player, infants are a mess. In like
I know.
taking yeah, taking care of their needs. But I love that they added it. Now we've also got horses in The Sims 4, which is something that I thought was never going to actually come.
I think, yeah, they tease a lot, and a lot of simmers wanted horses, cars, and there was not another thing, but I don't remember.
Fairies is the one that I
Oh, yeah,
know has been
fairies,
said a
yeah,
lot.
fairies, yeah. No, but all the three things, I'm like, I don't need it. But it's good for the people who love it. All the horse people who love the. I see everything. I see everything. Everything is horses now everywhere. So it's good to see. But I don't have the expansion yet.
That's fair. Is there something that is still missing from The Sims 4 that you want?
That's a good question. Mm, yeah, well, it's something I'm struggling with now because storytelling wise, it's aging. It's like you have
Mm,
infant, toddler, child, teen. You have nothing in between. In my storytelling, I'm like, yeah, uh Joop is 5, becomes 6 or 5. Like, am I going to make him a child or not? Am I getting, yeah. But what's the ages of them, you know?
sure.
But that's storytelling wise. That's not gameplay wise.
Well, I think that's something that a lot of people have said too, with wanting something for like adult to elder. There's not
Yeah,
really an in between there either.
no, exactly. I'm having the same problem with Jim and Minnie in my story again. They're like older adults, but yeah, CC or uh wrinkles or such, yeah, you can add those. But they don't work with my skin overlays, so sometimes I'm like, damn. They look a little young in my story sometimes, but yeah, the aging is something yeah, that's something I want to see. The
There's
things in
more.
between, I think, yeah.
Would you want it where it's like how the current ages are, where there's a like you've got 4 days of being an infant and then 8 days of being a child, or is it more of like flexibility where you can change more things, like the height I know, I think at one point you and I had talked, you had, before infants came out, like multiple stages of infants you could do.
Yeah, the toddler resizes. That's true. Yeah, then you had like 4 stages, and you basically have those also between child and teen. You have preteens, but yeah, then you have to make, yeah, for me, poses again for them, and you can't use other because no one is making poses for those presets, so that's
Sure.
hard.
Because that's like multiple layers deep of mods that you need to have.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Speaking of poses, how did you get into pose making?
That's a good one. I think I started with it because I mostly was scrolling the master list, the poses master list, always looking for new poses, and I couldn't find something for the scene I wanted to do. Phil and Akira have a couples tattoo. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the beginning. And I wanted a picture that they showed it off in a mirror, like together. And normally I was very creative with the poses I had. I hadn't had much pose packs yet then from others that I used. So I knew which ones I had, which one I could use for that scene or that. But there was nothing like that. So I was like, am I going to try? Yeah, well, why not? That's what was my first pose. Like showing off their couple's tattoo in a mirror. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's yeah. And yeah, I'm still lazy to do every pose for my story. That's not what I do because so many other people are so talented. But yeah, I do it more and more now that I make my own poses for my story.
What usually are your inspiration behind the poses?
You asked a lot of tough questions here.
Listen, Stassi warned you.
um, mostly it's just a picture that I see, or yeah, I don't know. I have images in my head. It sounds stupid, but and sometimes I'm just like, oh no, I need to create a post back. I just pick a random object in The Sims, like a counter or a couch, and put Phil and Akira there, and something create. I create something with it. That's how I make my pose packs. Some come from the story, like I need this or this, but mostly all my post packs are mostly just free. Like, oh, I need to make some cute poses. Yeah,
I need some sitting in a chair poses.
yeah, yeah.
I-
And then I make them.
How long, as someone who has only ever used your poses specifically for the queer family collabs,
Yeah.
making an announcement, how long does it take you to make a pose or a pose pack?
It depends on how many Sims you need to pose for that
Let's
queer
assume
femme pose.
okay, fair.
Those were like 13, 13? Yeah, that would take a while. Like
Holy cow.
group poses are some, yeah, they take long. But like a couple pose, yeah, my pose packs are always like a base, and then I change things that it becomes a little story. And some pose packs are just like 6 random poses you make, and very different poses. But mine are always like a sort of sequence. And well, yeah, how long does it take? I put a lot of details in my poses, or I take a lot of time for the details. But I think from like starting making and when the moment I can upload it is mostly a day.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Now I take some more time sometimes, just because when I am like, I need to have a post back, then I create the poses on one day and the previews and all the things around it the second day. But yeah, I can make a post back in a day or more.
That's insane in such a cool way. I have seen like you posing before and all of the little arrows. I'm like, nope, no, that's not for me.
No, it's detail work. It's detail work. I know, but I like it. It's something that grew on me. And now I have yeah.
And it enhances your story. It's what you use as like the base for, you know, what you want to say, like with the matching tattoos. It was something that didn't
Yeah,
exist
yeah,
that
yeah.
you wanted to tell your story.
Yeah. You can see it like that.
What is your favorite genre of poses to make?
Well, that's obvious, right?
For
That's
those
romance.
for those
For
listening.
those listening and don't know me, well, it's romance. Romance. Love, a little bit of friendship, a little bit of spice, of course. Yeah. Intimacy. Yeah.
The
Love
forever
and romance.
romantic.
Love and romance. Yeah, I'm a hopeless romantic, so that's why.
That's why Phil and Akira are also hopeless romantics that are
Yeah,
forever in love.
exactly. Exactly. It's because of my hopeless romantic trait.
I love it. Is there a favorite pose or a favorite pose pack that you've made?
Ooh. Um, I don't think so. It changes every time. For now, my favorite pose pack is Goodnight Love with Jim and Minnie in a bed.
Oh,
Like the one is sleeping and the other one is kissing her goodnight, basically. And
that's cute.
I couldn't find some. I what I say, I don't always make my own poses for my story, but I couldn't find any pose that was like that. So I had like, I need to make that.
It's such a cute scene too of like
Yeah,
I'm getting caught up in the story, so it's like it's so cute of like Jim and Minnie, you know, being together in Sulani.
yeah. Yeah.
What, as someone who does not use this, what is CurseForge? What is this thing that The Sims has put out that's supposed to make CC and poses better?
Well, it's just a platform for distributing your mods. You can mod CC. Well, I was surprised. I was like, when they announced it, I was like, yeah, but are poses even a thing there? Yeah, we have a special site for poses and animations even. That I was like, oh, wait, that's cool. And yeah, it's basically just another platform. Yeah, you have SimFile Share, you have Tumblr, Patreon, and CurseForge is like the same. You only get some money out of it because every download there gives you points. So without begging for money, because I don't like to ask money for things, you get something back from it. And that's why I use it
That's really
as a
cool. Is that
platform.
Is it a well frequented platform? Is it like people are still sticking to Tumblr, Patreon? What is the
No, it surprises me how much people download there because I have like numbers from Patreon. Now put Patreon not, but Simfile share. You see how much a postback gets downloaded, and
okay?
CurseForge is a surprise for me how many people download there.
That's so cool.
That's yeah, it's higher than my Simfile share, for example.
Interesting. So The Sims did something right for CC creators, giving them a
Yeah, yeah,
platform.
yeah.
And it's
I think
trusted
so.
too, right? It's
Yeah,
they have to vet it.
yeah. You upload something and they have to approve it.
Oh,
Like you need to upload the files, pictures, and they look at it like, is this Peggy 13? It needs to be Peggy 13. And yeah, that's a good thing. And they scan it also on malware and such, so it's a good way. You don't get any yeah shitty things with it, basically.
it's not a potentially sketchy site.
Exactly, yeah, because people are doing that too. Like we had a time that AdFly was used a lot, but that's so sketchy. That's really sketchy. People had viruses from it just because of an AdFly for 5 seconds. But yeah, people
what
want
is
money for their things, sadly.
what is AdFly?
It's like a referral site. You click the link and you get a 5-second ad, and then you have to click a button, and then you go to this to the download.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you get some money, like a few cents for every download there.
Interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a while ago. You don't see it anymore with downloading CC or mods or something right now.
Because I mean, again, I'm not someone who uses CC. I won't say never. I won't say never because the only CC in game are other Sims that people have sent me,
Mhm.
or that's it. That's it for CC. um,
That's
but
okay.
yeah, I think the only thing that I've ever seen is Tumblr or Patreon as places to download.
Hmm. Yeah, those are the most common places to distribute your things, your CC.
Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Do you have a least favorite pose you've made?
The first few post packs, those are bad. Those are just stiff and bad, and yeah, I don't know. I have to remake them.
They're probably not bad. They're just part of the
No,
learning.
exactly. I know, but no. For me, I'm like, no. I keep them up because then you can see the growth I've made. But yeah, no. Just no.
Just not for you. Is there a like plan? Like how often do you release a post pack? Because you said you try to be consistent with Instagram. Are you trying to be consistent as well with when you release post packs? Or is it whenever it comes?
I try. Um, it's something bad and good, I guess, being consistent. But uh, for example, Patreon, people pay you for monthly. Yeah, they want to get something back. I know for me it's support because I don't do early access or something, but in some way I think I need to give them something back for the money they give me. So I try to be, yeah, I had in mind one per week, but I'm also I can't do that because I was asking too much, because I want to edit, I want to make my story, I want to make poses. I have a real life, I have work.
You have a
Combining that,
dog?
and yeah, of course. Like combining that all together is a little difficult. But yeah, I aim for 3 per month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a like a cycle or a pattern or something that like how you split your time between storytelling, editing, and post creation?
Yeah, mostly it's like, what do I feel doing today? Sometimes I can't uh, pose for a while because I'm just burned out on it. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I have that spark for posing, and then I'm posing for a few days and don't make story. But yeah, what I said, if my story posts get under a certain amount what I've ready, then I'm like, oh damn, I need to make story posts again. And that's basically how it goes between storytelling and pose making. And sometimes I make an edit, but at first I was like, oh, I have my spam account. I need to have something there every few days too, but like, no, I can't do that. Yeah, we have collabs, of course, but yeah, sometimes a random edit, but then I have to feel like doing that. And lately I don't feel like editing. So you get poses and story posts right now.
I was gonna ask if there was anything that you were currently liking more or disliking more. So it sounds like editing is
It's the least favorite right now. But that can be different next week.
next week we could get a YouTube video of you editing.
Well, that's possible. Those are those are very rare. But like, if I don't think you saw it, but I wrote like last week a whole pose tips for pro pose tips on Tumblr. That's and I'm like, yeah, spontaneous. Okay, I'm gonna write that and I'm gonna make that and I post that. It's not planned or something. Yeah, mostly
I love
spontaneous, what I feel like doing.
I feel like that's probably one of the best ways to not get burned out on The Sims is you constantly have something else to do related to The
Yeah,
Sims.
yeah.
Like it's not like you're just telling the story and have to keep writing or doing that. You can go and edit or you can go and make a pose for it, that sort of thing.
I think indeed that's why I am still doing this after 4 years. So yeah,
Is
you
there
can do
anything?
everyone. Yeah.
Go for it.
I don't even know anymore. Say, ask away.
Is there anything special planned for 4 years?
Yeah. I am finishing the Ultimate Romance postback number 3.
Ooh.
Yeah. I just well, I got another. It's a postback where my Simstagram readers can make a request. And normally I don't really do requests, only if like I feel the image that people send me or the idea that people send me. But mostly I don't do them. Only commissions. But then I give people the opportunity to send me a picture or send me an idea. And I put that in one big pack. And that's coming soon.
How
2
many
weeks.
poses is it going to contain?
26
Oh
couple
my
poses.
goodness.
26 couple poses.
So 52 individual Sims that you had to pose.
Yeah, well, it's a couple poses, of course. Um, yeah, and I made some variants on some, so I am now on 55 single poses.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But I finished it and I'm on time. The last 2 years I wasn't on time because I was like, oh damn, I need to think about something I want to do for my 3 years and 2 years. Yeah, and it wasn't really. I'm normally very good at time management, but not like events or so. Like for Christmas, oh, I need to make some kind of Christmas post back. Nah, I don't feel like it. But yeah, for this, I was prepared.
Good. I remember you putting up the call of request, and I was like, I have
Yeah.
no idea. I have no idea what to do. I've already given you all of my bad ideas. Like
No,
the
you have good ideas. You really Santorini last year. Half of them were your ideas. So
I think my favorite was the tongue on the pole.
yeah, I love that one, but it's the least downloaded one. So I'm sad about that.
You know what? Not everyone is into a Christmas story.
No, that's true. That's true. We're licking poles
Yep.
and get
Yep.
stuck. Yeah. No, I love that post pack. I
It
love it so
was
much. To make also.
it's such a silly, goofy, funny thing
Yeah.
that like, yep, of course that would happen.
Yeah. And it wasn't there, so I was like, yep, I'm gonna make this.
With He says you brought it up. What is Santorini?
Santorini is my post advent calendar, where I last year, very last minute, of course, I decided, other post makers make an advent calendar too. Why not do that too? But yeah, like I said, last year I started in November. 24 post packs in a month is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. But maybe I started prepping already for this year's. So I'm
Ooh.
not I'm not late this year.
24 poses, one a day,
Post
while
packs. Yeah.
also posting on your story,
Yeah, I
or like
think
continuing your
I think
story.
I paused that a little, like one post every 2 days. And not every day because I couldn't handle that.
That's next level.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. Never gonna do
Is
that again.
When you're searching for poses to see whether or not it's been out there or you want to make it, where do you go? What's the site that you recommend for people to use?
Good you're starting about that. It's the basically everyone tells you to go to the TS4 poses Tumblr master list. It's where there is like a system that reblogs post packs and tags them with the right tags. Like if it's a couple romantic pose, you tag. Yeah, I know this because I help reblogging.
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, I know how it works because I do that too. That's something I also do for the community because I'm currently the only one keeping that blog alive. Together with, I have to say, sometimes the original owner, the maker of it, comes in and reblogs also, but she's like once every 3-4 months. And for the rest, I keep it alive. Yeah, and that's where you go for all the poses.
That's
TS4
so
master list.
that's so cool. We'll make sure that we'll have a link to all the places that we mentioned at the bottom of the podcast, just so that way everyone can find it. But that's so cool that you've got a master list somewhere of people going out, reblogging, making sure that, if there's something specific that you want to find, there's a place to go for it. Because I would have no
Yeah.
idea where to start.
no, it's the best place to start. There are so many reblogs right now, but like, yeah, if you just keep up with the homepage, basically you see new poses. That's what I did when I was finding for poses. Like, oh, every day looking at like, oh, that's a good pose spec I can use. And then I download it. And if you need something specific, like I need talking poses on a couch, you can click on the tag couch or talking, and you see all the posts that are reblogged with those tags, and it's easy to find what you're looking for storytellers.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Is there other than yourself, is there a go-to pose creators that you love that you want to shout out, ask, say like these are great ones, anything like that?
Skeophobis. That's I think they are one of the best in also romance poses. Basically, they had original pose specs they made themselves, like I do, but now they only do requests. So the requests are okay, but you mostly can't use them. But the original pose specs, the older ones, yeah, I still use them almost every day. And yeah, that's one of the best. And others, yeah, I have so many. There are so many people. Like I see so many names around. I discover every day. I discover new pose makers because of the master list. So that's just cool.
It's cool that
Yeah.
it's an ever-growing community too.
Yeah, and people come and people go, and new people try pose making, and that's what so cool about the master list. They reblog everything that's not exclusive, that I have to say. You don't have to pay for it. Only free poses.
That's really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. And yeah, even just starters get reblogged so people can use their poses.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If I am brand new to poses, like I was when we first met,
Yeah.
is it just I download the poses itself, or how do I get the poses in my game?
You need two mods for it. You ask a lot. It's my everyday life, so I need to think about what you need. No, you need or MCCC or the teleporter statue, so you can teleport your Sims to a certain space, certain spot, like in a couch or in a bed or in the water. It's all possible. And then you need like the post player. You teleport your Sims to a certain spot, and you click on the sim, you choose post by pack, and then you can find the poses you downloaded, and then you can click on there which pose you want. That's right? Yeah. It's my everyday life, so
I think
I
it's
don't have to think anymore about doing that.
I think it's like Andrew's pose
Yeah,
player
Andrew's
or
post player. Yeah.
something that I've used. Okay. I I say that as like I'm pretty sure you're the one that sent me a detailed list of like, you want to use this pose, this is what you do.
Yeah.
Like, here's what you do. Move it to your mods folder, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Andrew's post player, and yeah, the teleporter statue is also done by Andrew right now. But it's listed as Scumbumbo, I believe. I don't know. You can find it in almost every the names in every post with poses. distributed. So many people have links to where they could download the pose player and the statue.
Is there any other way other than like that one? Just, or is that the most common? Most pose makers use that one.
You can pose with wonderful or wicked whims.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They have some kind of pose player, but I never used it, so I can't explain about that.
That is fair. If you were to look at your CC folder right now, how big is your CC mods folder?
I have to check. Wait a second. I have a lot of collab sims in my game. So that's, I think, the most usage. It's not bad. It's 39 gigabytes.
Okay. It's not as bad as I've heard before.
No. I'm not such a hoarder. I'm only a hoarder for clothing. That one is 15 gigabytes. So that's the half, but almost half of it. But that's all. I don't build, so I don't have a lot of furniture, so just small things. I'm mostly used in-game stuff for my builds, or yeah, sometimes a little bit of CC, like, oh, I like that plant. Mostly I download that.
Well, you are an up and coming builder too.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Like I said, first and last time doing a shell.
It's gonna be Simmireen builds.
No, that's another thing I can add to the list then. No, just no.
No builds in the future.
I like to do it. I like to do your shell, but it took so long, like doing all the details, and I'm like, no, I don't want to commit so much of my precious time for builds. No, I like to do it sometimes, but nah, it's not for me.
That is fair. That is fair. So we touched on it a little bit. We have the queer fam collabs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to explain what you do for them and how you go above and beyond in every way?
Well, someone asked me to be a part of it, like last year.
Who could be that?
I don't know. You have to think, I almost said no. Because I'm not that of a Halloween fan.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I almost said no. Do you have to? Yeah. But yeah, I take my day. We all have our own days mostly, yeah. And yeah, well, it started like last year that we wanted to surprise you because it was your fun little idea. And yeah, I wanted to like thank you for it because yeah, they all become friends. We all became friends basically. And I was like, I've done something like that before for Simstagram's Face Off, like doing a group picture at the end to end it. And I was like, I need to do that too for this because it's becoming so much more than just every day their pose and cheering on each other. Yeah, and that started as an thank you for you that I made a whole group pic with everyone in their Halloween clothing and of course the t-shirts picture. Yeah.
And now you're the admin.
Yeah.
You run the Simstagram account.
Yeah. That's what I do. I repost. I repost, I make banners, and I make mostly a last day picture or yeah, edit or group thing, something. yeah, that's what I do for it.
What
Do I do more? No.
the group pics, the banners, the cohesion, just everything. You're on
Yeah.
top of it
Yeah.
when I am
That's my
not.
It's your project, mister. I took over.
You know what? I am grateful for it.
Well, you had ideas for this year, you said, so
That is true.
I'm
That is true.
curious. I'm curious.
This is your interview. Well,
Hey, I can ask things back.
that you can. That you can. So you've got okay, you've got poses, you've got the Simstagram edit face off, you've got the queer fam, you've got your story, your extra, the Patreon, Tumblr, the Tumblr of all poses. Is there anything else that I missed that you do for this amazing Sims community?
No, I don't think I do more.
I mean, it's a lot as is. I was just
Yeah.
curious if I missed anything.
I was thinking, do I miss something? No, I think that's all.
Well, because I just jumped straight in to your story when we started this, for those of us listening who do not know you, do you want to tell just a little bit more about yourself, where you're from, what you do on a day-to-day basis, anything like that?
Well, okay. Well, I'm Irene. Hey, talking about like an hour already, but I'm 34 years old. I'm from the Netherlands, small country in Europe, and I work as an assistant manager in a supermarket part-time. So that's why I have time for The Sims. Yeah. What do I have to tell more? I'm married. I have a little dog.
We love Liz.
Yeah, that's it. I think. Do I have to say more?
Just whatever you wanted to share for introducing yourself.
Yeah.
An hour or so in, because I just jumped straight into the story because I was like,
Doesn't matter.
we
Doesn't
finally get a
matter.
chat.
Yeah. No, I think that's the most important things. I guess I don't have a life. Sims is my life right now, so that sounds sad, but yeah, it's the one thing I do every
It
day.
brings us joy.
Yeah. I need to be I need to be I need to have some creative outlet for everyday basis. So this is what I do.
Other than The Sims, what are your favorite video games? Because I know we've talked at length about these.
The Legend of Zelda. Yeah, I'm a big Legend of Zelda fan. That's what I forgot. But yeah, I didn't play much Tears of the Kingdom yet because Sims is taking over. But I want to take some time for playing more Zelda. Yeah.
Get through Tears of the Kingdom. You were so excited when it was released. It was like your intro or banner.
Yeah, I was. And I played a lot the first few weeks, but then like, oh, I need to make my story, I need to make poses. That's my head talking all the time. But yeah, I need to finish it. I've done the first temple, so I need to play some more.
I also need to play some more of it. I also got it at the very beginning. I was like, oh nope, there's so many other things going on.
Yeah, you send a Snapchat like 2 weeks ago, like I'm finally downloading it.
Yep.
That's a little late. 2 months, but no, I don't blame you.
It checks out for me.
Yeah. You also have a lot going on, so.
Now, I did save the last topic for last, which you and we didn't fight about this, but I know we have differing opinions. What is your favorite and least favorite expansion pack?
We did fight about that because you don't like city living. Yeah, well, I think that's because it's one of my favorite packs, expansion packs, because I think it's one of the first ones I got when I played The Sims, and I played it a lot together with seasons because that adds so much more to the game. Cats and
Right.
dogs, yeah, those are instant buy ones. But yeah, the least favorite. There's one I don't have, and that's Batu Star Wars pack. But I mostly buy packs because of the worlds, and I can adjust my storytelling to those worlds. But that's the only one I don't have. Like gameplay wise, I don't even know. You don't have to ask me because I don't do gameplay or much gameplay. Yeah,
Well,
but I'm also not like a real fan of occults. So I don't play with them. I'm like more the family one. So yeah.
no, and that makes sense. I mean, your entire start of your story is city living. You've got Penny
Yeah.
Pizzazz, you've got the is it trendy? The career,
Yeah,
the
yeah. The fashion
style.
career. Yeah,
You've got Akira, you've
of
got
course.
Miko and Jay. So
Yeah, it's where I started. So that's why it's one of my favorite packs, I guess. Together with Island Living. I love Sulani. I love
Sulani is
Sulani.
great.
Yeah. So that's why it's in my story a lot too.
That it is. I had to throw that in there just because I know you and I have talked about it, and Stassi and I both said it wasn't our favorite.
No, I felt betrayed by you. Yeah, really.
Just some sad songs in the background as
Yeah,
listening to that one.
like, damn. Alex doesn't like Akira.
Hey, I did say
Yeah, yeah.
Akira was the
That's the only
redeeming
one.
quality.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Because Akira is fantastic.
Yeah, he is.
Is there anything that we should expect or that you have planned for you're coming up on 4 years in August? Is there 4 more years after that of the Philip and Akira love story?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't see myself quitting soon, but yeah, I have a hard time finding new storylines. So I don't want to say I'm quitting soon. No, there is so much more I can do, and otherwise, sometimes I'm like, maybe I just go and make poses only. That I stop the story for a while and just keep doing poses because that's what I like to do also. And then random edits like cutie patootie pictures and editing them. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, maybe not 4 more years of Phil and Akira. Maybe so, but definitely still 4 more years of poses and
4 years is a long time. No, I don't know. We will see. We will see.
So, I love it. I love it so much. Stassi, I don't know if I had asked a question that I know that you have.
Oh, hi
So
guys.
we would invite you back.
Hi.
Hello.
That was actually so cool to be sitting here listening to you guys as I was actually doing sim stuff. As now I know what you guys are talking about when you're listening to this podcast. I was like, I got this. Actually, I have one question and then one comment. I'm going to start with the question and end with a very positive comment. I like to ask this question in all podcasts. Obviously, you create one of the best poses for out there for romantic poses. As a storyteller, if you read Rose Chronicles, your poses are just in there for any romantic pose. As somebody who is very scared to even attempt to start making poses, what advice could you give to anybody to start creating poses besides being consistent of always creating poses?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I think, yeah, I started also with watching tutorials. I learned by seeing. So I watched a lot, but I had very difficulties with the normal rigs they use. You can export like a T-pose sim that you can pose in Blender, and I couldn't work with them. So I use pose helpers. They have like how do I say that? They are like connected to each other. So if I lift a foot, normally in a normal rig, you have to lift the knee separate. And if I lift the foot, the knee goes with it. It's connected to each other. It's called Ikey constraints or so. I don't know. My Blender knowledge is not that big, but I know how to make poses. That's it. But those are like the oh, I'm not sure if you hear the background, but yeah, those are easier to do. Only the first, yeah, I don't know.
Hey, that's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm a little out because something is happening in the background. Sorry. No, it's okay. Yeah, tutorials and practice. More practice. You have to just start because, like I said, the start will be stiff and not static, but you have to just have references, like how do you bend a relaxed hand. I wrote last week some pro pose tips, but those are also beginning pose tips, so maybe you should read those.
Absolutely. Let me know what posts they are, and I will add the link to the bottom of this podcast so they can go see some pro tips from one of the best pose creators, which leads me to the comment. I can't speak for the entire storyteller community, but I'm going to try at this point. Your poses are phenomenal. Your name comes up universally across the board when it comes to the storyteller community, to how essential your poses are to telling a story, because in The Sims, they're very goofy, like for love poses, but yours are just so sweet and romantic. And it was an absolute pleasure getting to know a little bit more about you in this last hour, that I understand now of how you're able to make such sweet poses. I want to thank you so much for making those poses, because I use your stuff every chapter. I specifically know if I'm having a romantic chapter, no one else's poses matter besides yours. I go
That's
right
so
to you. I love your poses. I love your work. Please, if you can, keep doing it, because the storyteller community thanks you so much, because again, your stuff is phenomenal and is second to none. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm nothing without people using my poses, so yeah, I'm honored. Thank you.
You are very, very welcome. Well, Alex, is this it? Are we wrapping her up?
I think that's everything. That's everything that I had.
That is everything I had. Well, I want to thank both Irene and Alex for coming here today. It was just so cool to listen while, doing some stuff. I feel like it's like to now know what it's like to be a listener. But
I hope it was fun.
it was so much fun. I was sitting there being like, oh, good question. Or what? And also, Irene, I'm on your side for some of that stuff on the pack. Don't you worry.
Podcast's over. It's great.
I'm
Bye.
glad.
But I want to thank you both so much for coming here today. Alex, where can we find you?
You can find me at the Awful Gamer everywhere. I'm on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram.
That's all. Please go follow Alex. How'd it feel? How'd it feel to sit in the interview seat?
You know, I feel it was good. I had a lot of fun. I realized at the end that I was like, oh, I'm just talking to Irene and not like, you know, being like, hey, how about you tell people about yourself that I already know, but like let's get into it. But it was good,
Yeah,
you know.
that's because we already know each other for a year.
That is yes,
Yes.
that we do. But I've been on enough podcasts / listened to a lot, so I felt like I learned from the master, and we've co-hosted before, so it was good. It was good. Yeah,
you did a phenomenal job hosting.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Irene, how about you? Where can we find you?
Well, my main, I almost everywhere. Simmireen, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Patreon, CurseForge. I don't even know. I have everything almost.
Everywhere. You're everywhere. I love it. Well, I want to thank you both so much for coming here today. Please go check out The Awful Gaymer and Simmireen. Both phenomenal simmers in this community. I'm just gonna plug you guys because this is your interview as a full-on listener. So I love you.
I'm going to plug Stassi J. Thank you for listening to Stassi J's Unplugged podcast. If you're liking these Simmer Spotlights, there are plenty more, but also there's a new series called Real Life with Stassi, where you can talk about really anything, which covers hard topics like being sober, all the way to fun topics like talking about Taylor Swift. If you like Sim stories, you can check out the Roast Chronicles. Make sure you check out the Stassi J Unplugged Instagram or just Stassi J. Also, Stassi has a long resume of being a voice actor, like in The Reaper. So go check out all of the amazing projects that Stassi has been on. And Stassi has a Patreon as well. If you like the podcast and you want to support her, please check her out at Stassi J on Patreon.
This is pure Alex. Every stream you do, you also.
I hope you know that I've just taken that clip. I have now filmed like 157 episodes of this podcast. Okay, like you did it better than me. I'm like, oh, guys. I read Harry Potter. I like Tim Hortons. And I'm a Disney fan.
And she's a Slytherin.
Oh, please ignore the Gryffindor scarf. Well, I want to thank you both so much for coming here today. Please go check out The Awful Gaymer and Simmireen. I want to thank everyone so much for coming here today. If you liked what you heard today and you want to sit in the interview seat and interview your favorite simmer, please let me know. For season 3 and season 4, you're going to see more of these interviews. I want to share the spotlight and having be able to interview your favorite simmer. So this is something that you're interested in, please reach out to me early next year. Well, I want to wish everybody a great rest of your day. I want to thank my new listeners and my returning listeners. I hope everybody is well. Only love over here. So I want to thank you guys so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.